Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Today I'm excited to show you this 2021 BMW Z4 M40i. So this vehicle is very similar to the Toyota Supra 3.0. And since I own a Toyota Supra 3.0, I want to kind of compare how the Z4 compares to the Supra. So first, starting off the front, obviously completely different styling on the Z4. Still got the nice LED headlights with the LED daytime running lights, and I don't see any cornering light or anything in there like that. The Supra doesn't have it either. This has front and rear parking sensors, so does the Supra. Coming down the side here, you got these nice 4-piston brakes in the front, just like the Supra has. 255s in the front and 275s in the rear. You can see obviously the style is completely different because this is a convertible. I'm not a huge fan of convertibles, but I'm sure it can be fun in the summertime. This one is the Black Sapphire, I believe that's what they call it. You can see we got the Z4 M40 badge. So M40 means that it has the B58, the 3.0 inline 6. If it was the 30i, it'd be the 2.0 turbo. LED taillights. You can see overall a pretty good looking little roadster. Let's go ahead and hop inside. All right, so looking at the door panel, we got soft touch right here. We got the vinyl type material they have. It is actually soft touch on this lower portion. I think the Supra is hard touch on the low portion. Got memory seats. All this stuff is the same as the Supra. Looking at these seats, you can see this is BMW's like vinyl type seating. It feels fine. It doesn't feel like super plush like normal leather and stuff, but it feels fine for what this car is. You got all the power adjustments and the side bolster adjustments and all that, just like what the Supra has. And one thing BMW does, you have sport pedals and a sport dead pedal as well. So with the Supra, you just have sport pedals, and the dead pedal is plastic, and it's kind of like smaller and off to the side. Now, one huge difference you're definitely gonna notice, obviously the interior is laid out differently, but this steering wheel is massive. So it's like the normal BMW like M type steering wheels. And that's definitely a big difference. The Supra has like a much thinner rim on the steering wheel. The gauges look completely different. These are completely digital. I think there's a little bit more information here, but they're pretty much the same in terms of like what information it shows you on the gauges. But this looks a little bit nicer. We'll just leave it on. We'll do that. This one has 17,800 miles. By the way, this car is for sale. If you're interested, let me know. I'll put my info in the description. Looking over on the center here, let's get this backup camera out of the way. So this here is the iDrive. This one looks a little bit different than the one in my Supra. Down here, we have our dual zone climate with heated seats. Supra, same thing. Physical knobs, which is pretty cool, or I should say physical buttons. Down here, you have this pretty cool area with the wireless charger. The Supra also has a wireless charger, and it's like this way. It's like, I don't know, that way instead of like that. And then you got a USB, 12 volts, all that good stuff in there. Gear shifter looks a little bit different. The Supra is kind of like more of like older school BMW. So you got your iDrive control and all that. That's very similar to the Supra. You got a button for your convertible top, because this is a convertible. And all your drive modes and stuff on the side here. This one has more drive modes. This one has Comfort, Eco Pro, Sport. The Supra just has Sport and Comfort. Now the Supra has it open with cup holders. This here has this little cover with a light in there, and your cup holders are underneath the cover. So that's a little bit different the way they did that. Looking behind you, instead of seeing your trunk, you see this little compartment area behind you. There's a little net, speakers. I don't know what this does. I don't know, maybe that's a little cubby or something in there, but it's kind of tight back there. You know, obviously this isn't a super big car. I will say this, the sound system is better in this car. I was listening to the sound system on the way over here, and the sound system's definitely better than the Supra. You got your garage door opener, same with the Supra. You got your LED interior lighting, that's all the same. Let's go ahead and check out this convertible top. So I'm just gonna assume this is how it works. You just go like this, so let's see. Let's see if it works. There we go. Now we got a convertible. And movement complete. You can see with the top down, definitely looks a lot cooler because obviously the rag top isn't showing, and it looks cool having the top open like that. Not bad at all. Another nice thing is that if you're tall, now you have a completely open experience. Now I'm gonna close it real quick and I'll show you guys my headroom at 6'6" with a slightly longer torso. So with this all the way up, I still have headroom. So like my head, yes, it's kind of towards the top, like right here, but with this being all nice and soft and stuff, it's not like I'm like hitting my head on something hard. And so this does have pretty good headroom for tall drivers. Legroom is fine too. So it's very similar to the Supra in that regard. I'd say this is maybe a little bit better, but I fit in the Supra fine too. It's tight, but I still fit. All right, checking it out under the hood, we got the 3-liter B58 inline 6-cylinder. It makes 382 horsepower and 369 pound-feet of torque in the Z4. I think the Supra is rated for 368 pound-feet of torque on 2021 Plus models. So this technically has one extra torque than the Supra. And then obviously, as you can tell, the engine cover is a BMW engine cover instead of branded as Toyota like it is on the Supra. Now getting in and out is just as hard because the car is pretty much just as low to the ground. But as you can see, this is the window area. The Supra kind of cuts back like this, so you do have a slightly more headroom in terms of getting in and out of the car, because the Supra, if you're not careful, you'll bang your head on that like low roof line right here. As you guys can tell, it has a great exhaust note. This is completely stock, and it does have the nice factory pops and burbles. All right, guys, we are in the Z4. Got you on the POV hat. Let's take this for a drive and see how it compares to the Supra. Like I said, right off the bat, you notice the big steering wheel for sure. And it is early in the morning, so I apologize if the sun is in you guys' eye. Trans is extremely smooth, as is the Supra as well. The ZF 8-speed is a fantastic transmission. So one thing I am noticing is that the suspension feels a little bit softer than the Supra. Now the Supra has a really good suspension as well. So don't mistake the Supra for having a hard suspension, because it's actually pretty soft for what it is, in the comfort mode at least. But this does feel slightly softer. Brakes feel great. They feel very similar to the Supra, as you'd expect. Very good throttle response. We're not even in sport mode or anything. Put my foot down like a third of the way and it just took off. Sounds good too. Now my Supra has modifications on it, so it does sound a little bit more aggressive and loud, but this has a very nice exhaust note. It has a good tone. It's a good volume. It's not anything crazy that's gonna, you know, draw attention to yourself, but it has a nice amount of volume. All right, let's put ourselves in sport mode here. We're in Sport Plus, and we're gonna see how it accelerates here. Downshifts are great. Pops are great. This thing moves. Just like the Supra does. Downshifts. This thing moves. I think these are like 100 pounds heavier than the Supra. If I'm not mistaken, please correct me if I'm wrong, but I think they're about 100 pounds heavier. All right, let's see how the paddles are, because I like to use the paddles in my Supra. Oh, let's see. How do I... Oh, there we go. Now I'm in manual. Wow, the exhaust is so fun. It's literally just like my Supra, just a slightly quieter and a little bit more like mature sounding. This thing's fun. Okay, so one thing I noticed. So my Supra, now I don't know how it was when it was brand new because I bought it used, but when I downshift in the Supra, like from like 5th to 4th, 4th to 3rd, it kind of pulls on the car a little bit every time it downshifts. It's not like it's rev matching perfectly. This one, when I downshift, is actually rev matching perfectly. You don't feel any sort of resistance when you're using the paddles. All right, we're gonna take off here. Steering is nice and direct. Yeah, the paddles are really smooth. All gears. Now my BMW, my M2, is like that, where it's smooth in all gears when you're downshifting. But the Supra does kind of tug on the car a little bit when you downshift. And again, I don't know if it was like that new or if it just became like that over time. The torque is really good. The throttle response is really good. All right, so let's go into, we'll keep it in Sport Plus. We'll keep it in Sport Plus and we'll have the car shift instead of me using the paddles. Now I will say this, you can hear, like these cars that are driving by, it sounds like my window's like partly open. So the Supra definitely is a little bit better in terms of sound deadening because it doesn't have the convertible top. Because like these cars going by, I can hear them like very loudly. The Supra would not be that loud. Like if I can hear over my left corner, like it seems like there's like a window open or something. But that's very typical of ragtop convertibles, that you can hear more like outside noise. Sport mode is nice and smooth as well. We're in Sport Plus. Shifting itself. This thing feels strong, guys. The Supra does not feel any faster than this car. Which, I mean, it's a 100-pound weight difference, and who knows if BMW is giving Toyota the full horsepower. You know, they might have saved their, you know, extra little spice for the Z4. Or maybe it's that one extra torque. It's probably that one torque that I'm feeling. That feels really strong. Huh. I don't know. This feels like it could be like quicker than the Supra, possible. Well, maybe not quicker, but it does feel really good. This thing pulls. Now it doesn't get as good as traction as my Supra. My Supra definitely gets better traction with the Continental tires on it. This has the Pilot Super Sports, which are probably the stock tires that came on this car. Because again, it has 17,000 miles. Handling is still amazing. Yeah, I'd say the Supra feels a little bit sharper, but not by a lot. Getting a little squirrely there. See how the brakes are? Yeah, brakes are really good. Yeah, brakes are real good. And it does the downshifts and everything. I know the sun's probably in you guys' eyes right now, or the reflection at least. This thing feels strong. I'm gonna do a little acceleration here, just so we can see if it actually is stronger than the Supra. Guys, this thing's pretty impressive. It feels like it could be the same. All right, guys, well, we are heading back. Like I said, this vehicle is for sale. If you're interested, I'll leave my info in the description below. But if you enjoyed this video, give it a like, subscribe, share your thoughts in the comments, and I will see you in the next one.